Hello everybody, welcome to the Fanatics of Film, and please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I appreciate you hanging out. We're just going to get right into this real quick here, talking about the Star Wars 9 rumors revealing a shocking return of iconic villain. This is an article from MovieWeb and by B. Ellen Orange. According to Ethan Van Sciver, you don't have to be an Allen Orange, you can be an Allen Wrench. No, I don't think he used the Allen Wrench thing. That might be a new one. I'm not sure. But you can also be an Allen Wrench. I think an Allen Wrench might be a little bit more useful than an Allen Orange. Or an Agent Orange, so to speak. J.J. Abrams is entering the third week of shooting on Star Wars 9, and it's getting increasingly harder to keep all its secrets locked at home base. A new rumor claims that an iconic villain will make an appearance in this final chapter of the Luke Skywalker saga. It doesn't really feel like the Skywalker saga. It doesn't really feel like the Skywalker saga anymore, and we did a whole video about that. I don't know what you guys think. If you agree with me, disagree, whatever. And it makes sense from a certain point of view as the sequel sets out to wrap up 3 trilogies. Apparently, if we're to believe the hype, there will be a heartbreaking scene in Star Wars 9, and spoiler alert, it not only features Kylo Ren and Anakin Skywalker, it also features the return of Darth Vader. How is this possible, you ask? Well, this is what we know so far, and it could just be a misdirect dumped out of Lucasfilm camp to keep fans on their toes. In The Force Awakens, we are introduced to Ben Solo, who started using the sinister alias Kylo Ren as he trained under Supreme Leader Snoke to become a Sith Lord. Kylo was obsessed with his grandfather Darth Vader and had traveled across the galaxy collecting pieces of paraphernalia and memorabilia. One of his prized possessions was Vader's melted helmet, which he'd often conference with, promising to finish what Vader had started. The element was completely abandoned in The Last Jedi, one of the reasons a lot of fans plain think that the movie stinks. My 2 cents on that, just real quick, I get that he's trying to channel the spirit of Darth Vader or whatever from a relic, I guess, but the problem with that is that Darth Vader, if existing in the nether regions of the Force, the problem with that is that he has already repented. He is now back to Anakin Skywalker. He has been redeemed and is in in the nether regions of the Force and become Anakin. He has returned to becoming Anakin again. So this whole thing of Vader returning doesn't tickle my fancy. Whatever your own personal verdict may be about The Force Awakens heading into The Last Jedi, the core base of Star Wars enthusiasts have made it clear that they want to see more classic content from the original trilogy. Apparently, J.J. Abrams is abiding by that wish. It's not about classic content. Nobody needed to have classic content. We just wanted the characters to be honored. That's all. It's been rumored that Abrams plans to tie all trilogy spin-offs and TV shows together with Star Wars 9, which sounds a bit ambitious. The movie is rumored to be the longest in the franchise, and there's been heavy speculation that his final sequel could get split in 2, giving fans Star Wars Episode 10. There's no official word that that is happening. Of course, that will not happen. As much as, I know a lot of you differ with me on this. A lot of people think that it's just more money for Disney to lose. Dog Sidious said that. But more, and I'll if you guys haven't subscribed to Dog Sidious, he's great. DAWG Sidious. Really cool stuff. Really good Star Wars channel there, as well as Snoke Spinal Tap and Entertainment Hacker. Those are all really good channels. Anyway, just wanted to quickly say, okay, so yeah, about this, Snoke Spinal Tap has a really good, interesting take on this. He has a really good insight on this. Anyway, and that way is with the scene that will utilize and embrace both scenes of the character. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. Let's see. Abrams and Lucasfilm are going to try to use one of the cinema's all-time greatest villains any way they can. And that way is with a scene that will utilize and embrace both sides of his character. Okay, hopefully the other side will be a flashback. So we'll see Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker on screen together. Snoke's Spinal Tap said specifically that like the dark side of the Force becomes Darth Vader, or Darth Vader will be an entity of the dark side, which is very interesting. But to me personally, I'm not a fan of that, because once again, you're separating the Force from a being, which is what helps us grab onto. What helps us grasp onto it is the actual being. It can't just be the dark side. The dark side has to engulf a being that we care about in order for us to care about it. If it's just the Force, then it's something else. It's something I don't care about it as much. That's just my opinion. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are. I mean, it's an interesting concept, but once again, it's Harry Potterizing things. You're making, the wand is the power or whatever, and whatever. Just my 2 cents on it. And the way that this, with a scene, will utilize the embrace both sides of the characters. So we'll see Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker on screen together. We know there are Force ghosts. Obi-Wan Kenobi returned from the dead in Empire Strikes Back, and we've since seen Yoda, fake Yoda, that is, Anakin, and in the cartoons, Qui-Gon. Of course, we saw Qui-Gon. All return as Force ghosts. The Force Awakens set up the idea of flashbacks utilizing Force vision. So that's what they're calling that. So it is believed that Darth Vader will return in one of these Force visions experienced by Kylo Ren as he grapples with his family legacy. Here is a description of the heartbreaking scene that finds Kylo Ren, Anakin, Darth Vader sharing the screen together. It shows Kylo Ren standing in what appears to be a new throne for himself. In front of him is a wide window looking out to space. In the window is a reflection of what seems to be a hybrid Force ghost of Anakin's face, half of which is Anakin, half of which is Vader. Okay, I guess. There is concept art floating around that reveals this scene, but a lot of concept art created for the various Star Wars movies is never used. The source of this concept art also leaked Luke's final moments on his meditation rock on the planet Ahch-To, which was leaked before the movie came out. The official companion book of The Force Awakens shows that J.J. Abrams wanted, which is actually a really cool book. The concept art in that book is amazing. I do have it. The official companion book for The Force Awakens shows that J.J. Abrams wanted to use the hybrid Darth Vader Anakin Force Ghost in that first sequel, but the idea was abandoned. If we're to believe this latest hype, he's going back to some of his original ideas in creating his new story. Not only do we hear rumors of the hybrid Darth Vader Anakin ghost, but we know Luke will be returning. And J.J. Abrams has confirmed that Jedi is officially dead, so the younger Skywalker will more than likely appear as a Force ghost, which of course, we all know that. We also hear that Obi-Wan will be back as a Force ghost, so the movie might as well be called Star Wars Episode 9, Forced Ghost City. Forced Ghost City. In the new trilogy, Kylo Ren has struggled with a pull to the light and the dark side of the Force. He also idolizes his grandfather. See, I don't feel like any of that is real. Like, none of that, anyway. So having Anakin help explore his conceit sounds like a very powerful and emotional way for Ben Solo's arc to come to its inevitable conclusion. We saw Kylo speak to Vader's helmet. In Star Wars 9, there's a huge chance that Vader will speak back. The sequel is in theaters November 2019. This bit of news comes from Express UK. So I don't know. What do you guys think of that? I mean, I get it. Darth Vader is the most prominent character in Star Wars and pretty much defined Star Wars for several decades. And I mean, I get why JJ wants to use him, as Dave Filoni describes many times when he tried to write for Star Wars, is that he didn't want to write without Darth Vader. I mean, it's like so many people had expressed that, and that's, I mean, and he ended up doing the Clone Wars, which was pretty awesome. So What are your guys' thoughts? I mean, I'm just curious I would love to have a discussion about this and talk about it. What do you think? Do you think that Vader will show up? And I'm sure that he will. It sounds like Abrams just can't stay away from that. I guess it's fine, but I would rather just focus on Luke, you know? That's my opinion. I just rather focus on Luke Skywalker. He is the real reason I love Star Wars. How about you guys? Is it Luke or Vader? Who is the real reason for you loving Star Wars? Between those two characters, who do you grab onto the most? And some of you might believe it's Darth Vader because of the prequel trilogy, because of that amazing build-up that they have with Anakin in the Revenge of the Sith. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Again, my name is Ben, and this is the Fanatics of Film. Please give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, and subscribe to the Fanatics of Film. Thanks for joining me, and have a splendid day.